This is what a sudden collapse of connectivity looks like. Banking apps spin indefinitely. Cloud-based work files become unreachable. The digital infrastructure of daily life grinds to a dead halt. In the Strait of Hormuz, security is usually measured by what we can see on the surface. This narrow passage is the world's most vital energy choke point, where 20 million barrels of oil transit every single day, under the constant watch of international navies. However, an April 2026 study published in the Journal of Contemporary Academic Research and Methodologies identifies a parallel vulnerability that has remained largely absent from global security planning. The researchers point away from the tankers and toward a submerged network. While the international community focuses on guarding the visible flow of petroleum, it has overlooked the physical lines on the ocean floor that keep the information economy functioning. This is the data choke point. 8 to 10 major fiber optic cable systems are clustered together here, forced through a geographic gap only 21 miles wide. This single cluster carries 95% of the intercontinental internet traffic, connecting Europe, Africa, and Asia. These lines are surprisingly small given their importance. The internal fibers are no thicker than a human hair, relying on thin layers of shielding to protect the pulses of light from the weight of the ocean. This concentration means that a localized event in the Strait of Hormuz doesn't just impact regional traffic, it creates a single point of failure for global connectivity. In the modern economy, the value of data is tied directly to the speed of the transmission. Engineers call this ultra-low latency, the millisecond gap between a command being sent and a result being received. This is why satellites cannot replace undersea cables. Beaming a signal into space and back down introduces a delay. Fiber optic lines transmit light through glass in a nearly straight path, providing a speed advantage that wireless tech cannot match. Global financial markets are built on that millisecond margin. High-frequency trading algorithms use these speeds to settle trillions of dollars in daily transactions, where a delay of even a tenth of a second can break the logic of the trade. If these cables are severed, the result is immediate congestion. Without enough alternative routes, the traffic flow fails, causing major cloud providers to lose contact with regional data centers and halting digital commerce. In a system where market prices and logistical coordination are calculated in milliseconds, the physical integrity of these specific cables is a prerequisite for daily financial operations. The seabed in the strait presents a unique challenge. The water is shallow, only 40 to 60 meters deep, and the floor is composed of jagged rock. This makes it nearly impossible to bury the cables for protection. Because they sit exposed on the rock, they are vulnerable to the intense shipping traffic above. A single ship dragging an anchor across the floor can snag and sever multiple lines in seconds. Beyond accidents, there is the risk of gray zone warfare. This is a strategy where state actors intentionally target infrastructure in a way that is difficult to prove, providing them with plausible deniability. The 2022 Nord Stream pipeline sabotage established the precedent. It demonstrated that undersea infrastructure can be destroyed with conventional means while leaving the world guessing about who was responsible. The strait combines shallow water, heavy traffic to hide movement, and high geopolitical tension, making it a near-perfect environment for an untraceable attack on global data. Currently, there is a legal vacuum surrounding this infrastructure. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea was designed to address accidental damage, not intentional sabotage by a nation-state, leaving no clear framework for international response. To address this, the JCARM study outlines several urgent fixes. The most critical is route diversity, investing in alternative overland cables through the Arabian Peninsula to provide a backup when the maritime routes fail. We also need to pre-position specialized repair equipment and vessels directly in the Gulf. Currently, the few ships capable of this work are spread globally. A single cut in a conflict zone could take weeks or months to reach. Finally, the mission of regional navies must shift. Protecting the flow of energy is no longer enough. Security mandates must expand to include the active patrolling and monitoring of the data lines themselves. As our dependency on digital connectivity grows, our security focus remains on the surface. But the actual physical arteries of the modern global economy are much deeper and much more fragile.
Submit your manuscript today.